shoreline. It's just soft sod material, and constant wave action just chews it up. I mean, this erosion is nothing new. It's been going on for years, but it's gotten to the point we can't give up anymore. And we stay, we stay positive and tell the folks don't lose hope. So we remain optimistic and keep fighting for the seawall. It's keeping the waves away from the shoreline. The government is in the process of giving us another section of seawall in the wintertime in December. That should pretty well shore up the west side of Tangier. What they're going to do next winter will protect the harbor area and some of the land to the west entrance of our harbor. And I think we'll be in good shape on the west side, then we'll turn our focus on the east side. We're going to start it right from this marker here and right into the shoreline. When we get a northwest wind, we don't have any protection from the waves coming into the harbor. And during Hurricane Sandy, we got the backside of Hurricane Sandy, so we got a west and northwest wind, and that's what took out these crab shanties that you see along the shoreline here. There's 5 or 6 there, just the poles are left. And if the jetty had been there, the crab shanties would still been there. See, this shoreline that you see across here used to come all the way to the marker, number 3 marker. And the jetty that we have here on the right side runs the length of the island. We were losing 25 to 30 feet of shoreline a year there, and they completed that one in '89, and we haven't lost an inch. If it had not been put there, the treatment plant, the boatyard, the airstrip, and the homes on the south end of the island will all be in the bay now. There used to be a community out there. It was called Oyster Creek. It was connected to the main island, marshland along here, and then it came up to high ground, trees and homes out there. And the marshland eroded and left an island out there, and eventually the island went away. But I would say back in 1850, the island was 3 times larger than it is now. One lady told me, she said, you need to find an endangered species. I said, we have one, a waterman. We're not just talking about a piece of land, we're talking about a culture, a way of life.
It is an endangered place. It's more than just threatened, it's on the verge of extinction. And it's not only the climate that's the problem, it's the whole way of life is disappearing because of our aging population. People aren't staying here because there's no jobs. It's really refreshing when someone moves back because they went to the real world and they found out they didn't like it, and they'll come back and make it work. And we have a couple of those that are in the process of doing it now, and that's very refreshing because it gives you hope for the island.
The first one is the Fisherman's Corner.
Some people said there's not enough people here to spend that kind of money, and so we keep fighting for what we need. And Tangier folks are very self-reliant, but this erosion thing is something too big for us to tackle on our own. When you lose the land, you lose the seagrasses too, because it becomes an open area, and the seagrasses can't survive. And of course, juvenile crabs, small fish use the grasses, and this area here is rich in underwater grasses, but we're losing them because of the erosion. Yeah. Tangier Island's a healthy, thriving, working waterman's community, and we harvest a lot of seafood, soft crabs, hard crabs, oysters. Seafood is what it's all about out here, and if the crabbers and oystermen are doing good, then the economy's good on the island, and it's good for the folks who are in the tourist business. They create jobs for some of the folks on the island, and folks enjoyed coming out here.
So I moved off the island in the hopes that, I was just going to be a rock star and make it work, and found out that without an education, I was very, very limited. My son hated it off the island, so we came back, And I really, really wanted to do something to make something of myself and, you know, show my son how important it was to further one's education and to have goals and dreams. And so I finished my degree when we got back. And I also opened this business. I chose to come back to the island because it's a kid's paradise. While it was a very, very hard decision and I cried my eyes out, I did not want to come back. When I came back, I was very appreciative of what I had left. You know, it's a really crazy world. I didn't even want him playing out on the porch where we lived in Salisbury, Maryland. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm back on the island and he can go out and play. He's gonna take his bike, he's gonna go to his friend's house, he's gonna play all day long. If he falls and gets hurt, the neighbors are gonna see it, somebody's gonna see it, somebody's gonna call me because they know who he is. Everybody's your babysitter, and that's how I grew up, that's how my mom and dad grew up. And that's an advantage that I had taken for granted until I came back.
I'll fix a lawnmower for somebody, or I'll fix a washing machine for somebody, and they're a waterman, so they'll bring me a bushel of crabs. I'm overjoyed with that because it's an amazing feeling. You can really help people. My wife's family and my family think we're crazy for moving out here. Why would you move to a place that is clearly endangered by storms and by sea level rise and by the cultural problems? And that's one of the reasons we moved here. That's one of the things that endeared us to the island, is the fact that it is more of a place where you literally have to think about life. This really is a village of people, and everybody chips in. I mean, our police officer on the island is also the trash man on Tuesdays and Fridays. Everybody has a second job to take care of things, because without that, the island won't survive. And that's one thing that we've lost as a culture that the island still has, and that's what drew me here.
Born and raised here. My father was a crabber, grandfather, great-grandfather. My older son's a crabber. Since World War I, we've had a lot of folks, I don't know what the number is, serve in the military from here. And, you know, they gave up everything they had to serve in the military. And now we're in need of help from the government, and we were important enough then to send our boys from Tangier to fight for the country. We would hope we're important enough now to save it. We've been out here for a couple hundred years. We'd like to stay for a couple hundred more anyway.
Although Mayor Eskridge mentions an implementation of a seawall in December, as of this recording, the Army Corps of Engineers has yet to set a date for it, according to locals. Tangier is known as the soft-shell crab capital of the world, and a majority of its residents make their living crabbing. The second most profitable revenue stream is tourism, with 3 bed and breakfasts, 2 restaurants, a museum, gift shops, and a beach. Visitors often find themselves unplugging to take in island time.